Hello and welcome to the White Collar Fitness Radio, the ultimate podcast for professionals striving to achieve optimal performance in today's fast-paced age. I'm your host, Bruno Dalladoni, online body transformation specialist and founder of the Health Coach Fitness. I'm here to help you optimize your health and fitness, even if you're short on time. Welcome to today's episode where we are discussing exercising during Ramadan. Obviously, we're already in the holy month of Ramadan and Muslim friends are fasting, no water, no food during sunlight hours, as far as I understand. So we're in London, plenty of Muslims in London these days, and we get a lot of them in the gym. So obviously, I get talking to a lot of them, and there is a bit of a consensus where people, they do bits, but they take their foot off the gas, and it all seems a little bit lackluster from a training point of view. So your food is taken care of, obviously, when you're eating, when you're not eating, assuming that you're still taking the same methodical approach, let's say, towards your protein intake, then you should be fine. Now, exercise. So exercise, there is really two things we want to cover off. And one is Ramadan is the perfect time to go into a bit of a maintenance phase. If you've been on a massing phase or on a diet phase, now's the perfect time for you to just consolidate. And that's really what you're using that maintenance phase for, is to allow your body to reduce some systemic stress that goes with both massing and dieting, and just consolidate the gains you've made, or I suppose the gains you've made either way, whether it's massing or whether it's dieting. How do you go about doing that in terms of a training point of view? Obviously, people usually on the internet talk about maintenance in terms of their diet, maintenance calories and all these things. But from a training perspective, we're trying to do is reduce the amount of volume you're doing. You still want to keep your intensity pretty high, because obviously you're just doing less work anyway. And by intensity, I mean the weight you're lifting and the intention with which you're executing the exercises. But we can reduce the volume. So you can really look at 2 to 4 working sets per week per muscle group. So usually when people are trying to push hard, they'll be doing 8, 10, 12, even sometimes up to 30 working sets per muscle group. So here we're dialing it right back, all the way to 2 to 4 across the week, making sure the intensity is there, you're training hard, you're just doing less work. And what that will do is you allow your body to recover, obviously, because you're not attempting to gain anything per se, you're just consolidating. You give your body less stress, which obviously very nice. Thank you very much. But also what that does is, depending when you are training in the day, and this obviously leads me to my second point, which is you want to train as close to having had food, not as close to, literally. Obviously, same thing always applies. Give yourself an hour or two, depending how much you've eaten and so on. But if you're eating in the morning before sunrise, before you get to work, then making sure that you can train in the morning, not long after you having had some food, might not be the worst idea. And if you can do that, then perhaps going into maintenance isn't the right thing for you to do. But if you're having to train at lunchtime or in the evening before the sun sets, as it were, so before you can actually eat, Instead of waiting to eat and then waiting to digest and then waiting to train and then having to shower and then going to bed, if you're training in the day when food is but a memory, then perhaps going into those maintenance levels of volume might be a good solution for you. But if you're training in the morning, then perhaps it's not. Timings of when you're training is obviously going to play a part, because if you're depleted in terms of just energy, if you're hungry and you're tired and you haven't eaten since, 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, then perhaps pushing hard isn't really the ideal. Those are the two biggest things for people to think about, is timings that you're training and how much volume you're going to push out. So that's it from me, guys, today. As always, if you like the podcast, like, rate, subscribe, 5-star review, all of these fun things. Send it to your friends. I'll catch you guys next time.